From Arkansas is found dead in Missouri.
We're live at the annual Badges and Burgers event in Pittsburgh to raise money for the Children's Advocacy Center. We also have some strong storms on the way. We're going to talk about all of this coming up.
And how Pittsburgh's annual Badges and Burgers event supports the Children's Advocacy Center.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
High winds and severe storms are bearing down on the 4 states today. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Chris Warner has been tracking these storms all week long, and they've finally reached the 4 states. Let's go live to Chris Warner with the latest right now.
That's right. We are here live in Pittsburgh for the annual Badges and Burgers events. They've made 800 burgers, by the way, which they've got the last batch wrapping up right now. But we also have some strong to possibly severe thunderstorms moving into the area, and we're going to go ahead and talk about that real quick. You can see our tower cam live from 7th and Range Line. Right now, we got plenty of cloud cover across the area, and I wanted to show you our almanac to give you another idea of where our normals should be. 63 is our normal high, 41 our normal low, and boy, for the last few days, including today, we've been nowhere near that. Taking a look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker, as promised, here come the showers and thunderstorms starting to make their way into our western counties. No severe thunderstorm warnings or watches right now, but as we zoom out, you can see where this line along that cold front extends all the way up from, we're talking Iowa back into Oklahoma and Texas. To our south, they're expecting even more severe weather than what we may see, so at least we're going to get out of this a little bit on the easy side. And the other good thing we're getting out of this is a fair amount of rain across the area, which is something that we definitely need. So here's a look at the threats that we could see. The brown is the low-end tornado risk. It's low, but it is there. We got a low-end hail risk in the brown and wind risk, but as you can see since this morning, that wind risk has been expanded further north, and so even up to Vernon County, we could see some wind gusts of 60 miles an hour or greater, and if you're in the yellow on that hail map, that means we could see hail up to an inch in diameter or greater. Now, as we take a look at temperatures across the area, you can see where that cold front clearly is, so it's 50-48 Center, 52 Chanute versus 75 in Parsons, 77 in Miami, and 76 in Joplin. We're going to talk more about the showers and thunderstorms that we do have on the way for this evening, and we're also going to have an interview with Brent Nargis with the Pittsburgh Police Department about the Badges and Burgers event here in just a few minutes. Tanya?
All right. Thank you so much, Chris. Well, a McDonald County, Missouri couple is charged with kidnapping and the murder of a pregnant Arkansas woman. 42-year-old Amber Waterman and her husband, 42-year-old Jamie Waterman, are being held at the McDonald County Jail. Amber is charged with kidnapping resulting in death, and Jamie faces a federal charge of accessory after the fact of kidnapping resulting in death. Court documents show between October 31st and November 2nd, Amber Waterman kidnapped Ashley Bush, who was 31 weeks pregnant, in order to claim her unborn child as her own. Detectives say Amber transported Ashley Bush from Maysville, Arkansas to McDonald County, Missouri, where she killed her and, with the help of her husband, attempted to burn and dump the body. You can read more about this developing story, including the probable cause statement, on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, the city of Pittsburgh is hosting its annual Badges and Burgers fundraiser today. Both the fire and police departments teamed up to start flipping burgers early this morning. KOAM's Yana Tula shows us how today's fundraiser supports the Children's Advocacy Center.
Flipping burgers and serving up meals. Badges and Burgers is a day when the community gets together in Pittsburgh to enjoy food, fellowship, and raise funds for local children. Pittsburgh Interim Chief Taylor Cherney says it is a big deal and a lot of burgers.
Somewhere in the neighborhood of 800. We had one business in town that has already pre-ordered 100 meals. So that we were looking at about 700. Now we're looking about 800. So that's awesome already.
The fundraiser supports the local nonprofit Children's Advocacy Center that helps community children who have been abused.
They allow a safe space at their facility for children to be interviewed, and so they really take a lot of weight off of law enforcement's role, where we can actually investigate these crimes and we have a safe space for these children to be interviewed.
Law enforcement works tightly with Children's Advocacy Center as they are part of the multidisciplinary team and give referrals for children to the center. Whitney Lovell is a part of that team.
We're going to set up what we call a forensic interview, and that's where the kid gets to come to the CAC where it's child-friendly, neutral setting, and be interviewed by a specially trained person to do that interview work, so the kids can talk about their experience and what has happened to them.
Typically, kids between the ages of 7 and 12 are seen the most at the center. Nationally, 1 in 3 girls and 1 in 4 boys will be sexually abused by the age of 18. However, most cases do not get reported. Lovell says people don't want to talk about children and sexual abuse.
You don't want to think it happens in our community, and we have this notation that it's like someone in a scary van, stranger danger, and really statistically 90% of victims know their offender.
But there are signs to watch for.
If they start to change their mind about wanting to go to someone's house or spend time with them alone, sometimes kids' grades might go down, they might just start shutting down, you might see a hygiene change in kids, especially older kids.
Recognition and awareness play a crucial role, which the event and interim chief's journey wants to educate parents and their children about.
The advocacy people are in there, and they'll have literature and things to basically just explain what they do and how they go about their job.
All right, that was KOAM's Yana Tula reporting. Badges and Burgers goes until 1 o'clock. And up next, we take you live to the Badges and Burgers event in Pittsburgh. And later, we're making fun to share breakfast nachos in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Well, today, the Pittsburgh Police and Fire Departments are joining forces for a good cause. Badges and Burgers is underway. Chris Warner joins us live now from Fire Station number 1.
That's right, Tanya. We're here at Fire Station number 1 in Pittsburgh. I'm joined by Pittsburgh Police Chief Brent Nargis. Goodness gracious, we'll get there. Brent, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us today. So the wind's just kind of messing with everything. So tell me a little bit about Badges and Burgers. What exactly is this for?
Sure. No, this is for fundraising to fill those funding gaps for the CAC, which is the Children's Advocacy Center. Now, we view the advocates as basically really a critical community partner with the investigations of child abuse. Their facility really provides a safe and neutral child-friendly environment where these interviews can be conducted to get those disclosures of abuse. Their staff, they really stay with these children and their families throughout the duration of that prosecution process, and which really allows our investigators, our law enforcement in general, to be able to really focus on the criminal investigation portion, while really knowing that the needs of these families, of the children, are really being taken care of to help facilitate the start of that healing process. So today we're just here to just a small portion of filling those funding gaps. And so the police and fire departments come together, city manager. We just grilled up 800 burgers this morning. Just got word that we sold out. We had like 400 pre-orders as of yesterday. So just a tremendous amount of community support that Pittsburgh always provides for us.
Well, that was something I was wanting to ask you about. I was speaking with some of the folks out here making the last batch of burgers about 15, 20 minutes ago, and they said that you guys have increased the number of burgers that you make, and you still can't keep up with demand. What does that tell you about community support for this event and for the Children's Advocacy Center?
Yeah, the Pittsburgh community, and quite frankly, all of southeast Kansas and even going into Missouri, there's tremendous support for the law enforcement for any sort of initiative such as this. And the 800 this year, previous year was around 600 or 700. I'm sure it'll be well over 1,000 for next year. But we just certainly appreciate the ongoing support that our communities really provide for our law enforcement and those organizations that are really helping children in need.
All right, Chief, thank you so much for joining us. And, of course, as they mentioned, I would say come on out and get a burger, but as the Chief mentioned, they are already sold out. So make sure you participate next year at the next Badges and Burgers event, because you are helping to support a great cause, and obviously the Pittsburgh community clearly stepping up with more than 800 burgers exactly sold. And so that's not bad, and they're looking to do even better next year. Tanya?
That's impressive. 800 burgers already. Wow. Thank you, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, 800 burgers, man. It's just crazy that they went through them within, it's noon. This started at 11. They were sold out before we even started our newscast today.
That is great news. All right, of course, we'll check back in with you and your complete forecast here in just a few minutes. Still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
What we're making today is nacho everyday breakfast, but it may become your new breakfast favorite.
But first, Chris Warner returns with a look at storms moving into the 4 states this afternoon.
We're live at Pittsburgh Fire Station 1 for the annual Badges and Burgers event. Unfortunately, if you didn't get any burgers earlier, you're out of luck, as they have sold through all 800 of them within less than an hour of the event beginning. So some great community support here in Pittsburgh for the Children's Advocacy Center. We have some showers and thunderstorms on the way, and some of those could be strong to severe. If we go ahead and take a look at the Skywatch storm tracker, you can see some of those storms, as we mentioned earlier, going ahead and moving into our western counties as the cold front draws ever closer. And we take a wider look, and you can see the loop of this activity. It moves up, the activity is moving to the northeast, but the cold front will be pushing it to the east, and we'll see more showers and storms as the day goes on. There's been some updates on the severe threat. We still have a low-end tornado threat. It's a low risk, but it is there. On hail, if you're in the wind, if you're in the brown, you're in a low-end risk for severe hail and wind. But if you're in the yellow, there is a medium risk for some hail up to 1 inch in diameter and wind gusts of 60 miles an hour, slightly higher. The biggest change since this morning is the wind risk area has been moved further north, so it now includes almost to Nevada, Lamar, Pittsburgh, Joplin, Miami, Grove, Monette, Neosho, Pineville, Anderson. Includes a much bigger area than what it did before. And of course, ahead of that, as I can attest to right now, we have got very gusty winds here, and those wind gusts will continue pushing close to 40 ahead of the front. And then you can see we get some gusty winds even on the backside of this front. We're still looking to get a good inch or two of rain, and as you can see, some points now to our southeast could pick up anywhere up to 4 inches of rain. So this is much needed rainfall for the area. So let's talk about timing of these storms. This is 2:30. You see we get a few more of these showers and thunderstorms going, and as we head into the evening and afternoon, we get a pretty good line of showers and thunderstorms across the area, and this is when our best opportunity to see some of the stronger storms is going to be as we get this line rolling through. By 5:30, a good chunk of the area is inundated with these showers and thunderstorms, and that also is going to impact Friday night football, which we'll talk about. As you can see, they're still hanging on through 7 o'clock. They really won't be completely out of here until after about 8 o'clock this evening, when they'll leave us with some cloudy skies and considerably cooler temperatures. So let's talk about Friday night football. We are using for the first time the unnecessary rough weather as we're looking at thunderstorms for kickoff and thunderstorms by the fourth quarter, 67 and 63. As you know, a number of these games were rescheduled for yesterday because of the thunderstorm chances. In Joplin, you can see a number of those clouds out there. We're also getting some peaks of sun. 76 degrees, a sustained south wind at 25. That's not counting the gusts that we're seeing. We're well above where we should be. And on this temperature map, you can very clearly see where the cold front is. So we're 52 in Chanute, 50-48 Center, and then 75 in Parsons, 77 Chatopa, and 73 in Neosho. As we go through the day, we're still looking to hit a high, a little bit warmer than what we thought, too, of 77 degrees. Showers and thunderstorms will increase for the area throughout the evening, and once they clear out, we'll be left with mostly cloudy skies and a more seasonable but considerably cooler low temperature of 41 degrees. We're a little cool on Saturday, 57, partly cloudy, 68 on Sunday and partly cloudy. We start to warm back up as we head into the next week. We also have shower chances returning. So, again, we go back to being well above where we should be for temperatures for this time of year. Shower chances Monday and Tuesday. Don't forget to set your clocks back Saturday. Don't forget to vote on Tuesday. We're almost 80 degrees on Wednesday of next week. And then we have another system bringing us some showers and thunderstorms by Thursday, and we'll get to a much more fall-like pattern after those storms move through on Thursday. Tanya?
All right, well, something definitely we're going to keep our eye on this afternoon. Looking forward to it to be over already.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Chris. We take this time to honor today's 4-state hero, Corporal Josh Sanford in the U.S. Army. The soldier from Riverton, Kansas, joined the 82nd Airborne Unit in 2004. He served tours in both Iraq and Afghanistan, earning 2 Army Achievement Medals, the Combat Infantry Badge, and many others. To Corporal Josh Sanford, we thank you, our 4-state hero. Looking for something to spice up your morning routine? Howard shows us how to make fun to share breakfast nachos in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
When the weekend finally rolls around, we often have to balance how much time we need to devote to our to-do list with how much time we can spend relaxing and having fun. With the recipe we're making today, you can start your day with a fun-to-eat breakfast no matter what you have planned. And since it's fast, filling, and really tasty, you can't miss. The first thing we do is scramble a few eggs until they're fluffy. A little trick to get the fluffiest eggs ever: add a touch of warm water to them before cooking them. Then we spoon our eggs over some tortilla chips that we piled onto an oven-proof platter. Over that goes some sliced breakfast sausage, crumbled bacon, fresh salsa, and lots of shredded cheddar cheese. We'll pop this in the oven, and while it warms, we'll get some scallions and jalapenos ready to sprinkle on top. Once the cheese is melted and the chips are super crispy, it's time to dig in. Think of this as a rise and shine version of your favorite Nacho Supreme. To get the recipe for our fun to share breakfast nachos, simply visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a nacho everyday breakfast way to say, ooh, it's so good.
Nachos for breakfast. You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4-state market prices.
We are live at Fire Station 1 in Pittsburgh for the annual Badges and Burgers event. They made 800 burgers, sold out of them in under an hour. So unfortunately, I'd say come and get one, but they are already gone. So make sure you help out next year. They're planning to make maybe over 1,000 just to try and keep up with demand. Now onto our forecast. We have an alert day for today because of the showers and thunderstorms. Some of them could be strong to severe this afternoon, moving into the area and should get going around 2:30, 3 o'clock. And of course, Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy will be in the Skywatch Weather Center this evening, keeping an eye on all of this for you. Tanya?
All right. Thank you so much, Chris. What do we have coming up tonight at 5?
Well, it's fall marathon season. Experts say they're seeing more injuries as a lot of people picked up running during the pandemic. And Health Watch tips for preventing injuries. Plus, more details on the homicide of Ashley Bush and her baby after her body was found in McDonald County, Missouri. And a Pitt State professor is listed in the top 2% of scientists in the world. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up today on KOAM News at 5.
All right. Thank you, Dow. Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.